Kaiju number 8, chapter 111 was the definition of a peak chapter. These last few chapters have really felt like some of the best action that we've gotten across this whole series, and I know y'all feel the same. Seeing Kafka being able to control this Berserk mode was absolutely hype, and Mina continues to prove just how amazing and hard-boiled she really is. She let Kafka go Berserk, trusted his resolve, and provided him with enough cover fire to guide number 9 over to her main weapon, and she looked insane holding that thing. Pause. And then I know that we're all curious about what exactly number 9 surmised about number 8 this chapter when he looked at him and told him, "So you were that sort of being all along, huh?" With all the context clues that we've gotten throughout this story, I just can't help but think that number 8 used to be a human that ended up becoming a kaiju. Number 8, from the time that it pulled up on the scene, has known how to talk. It is a kaiju and it wants to kill other kaiju the same way that humans do. And then maybe it showing that ghost samurai to Kafka was it communicating with Kafka about what its past life looked like. The puzzle's really starting to piece itself together, and we'll talk more about that in this video. So let's get into it. Now, chapter 111 starts off with us seeing that Narumi clearly needs therapy because he won't even let Kafka ask him for help with training. But on a real note, chapter 111 does start off with Kafka asking for help with training in this Berserk mode, and Gin is willing to help because he also wants to train his evolved number 1 eyes in live combat before we head into this war. It's actually insane to me in hindsight thinking about how much training Hoshina and Gin did for everybody in the force. They are such forces to be reckoned with that everybody and anybody is learning so much information and live battle combat from these two dudes. But then things flash back to real time where Kafka tells himself that not using this Berserk mode would have been the best outcome, but it's not possible at this point. He tells Mina that there's no time to lose and to back him up, and bro, this panel was absolutely... Yeah, bro, that's what this panel was. I don't even know if I'm gonna keep that, but like, you feel me though. Boy, if you don't get... It's just something about the way that Kafka is standing there looking feral, and then that background design of almost looking like the buildings are wings coming out of his back was just so well done in that panel. And even Mina realizes then and there that it's frustrating, but Kafka has made up his mind and she cannot stop him right now. All she can do is support his resolve and provide backup fire. Kafka charges in head first and throws a punch at number 9, and you see the resulting shockwaves felt all throughout that area. Buildings are destroyed and Kafka is on the offensive. He keeps on throwing punch after punch before number 9 can throw any sort of counterattacks, and at one point even shoots a blast out of his mouth, which is something that we don't really see base form Kafka doing. It just shows how much Kafka can tap into his powers when he's using this Berserk mode. As this is all happening, Mina lets everybody know that she's providing cover fire and she's trying to guide number 9 over to Kaiju number 14's drop point. And we all know why. Because that is the last place that Mina had her assigned main weapon, that huge railgun that she blasted Kaiju number 10 away with, that she blasted away the mushroom Kaiju with, the one that she blasted in literally the first episode or the first chapter of Kaiju number 8, right? And while she's providing cover fire, seeing Kafka and Mina work together so seamlessly right here is absolutely amazing, dog. Their combination right here is like Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki, bro. It is so smooth. They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Are you hearing me? I was hype watching them fight together, and this is their first time in live combat together. But while number 9 is getting bum rushed by Mina and Kafka, he thinks to himself, destructive power against Kaiju, an annoying force that cripples our regeneration rate. Given his ability, he's like a Kaiju meant to kill other Kaiju. Now that it's uncovered, it's all clear. Number 8, you were that sort of being all along, huh? And that was the biggest question of the chapter for me, is what did number 9 mean right here? My first thought is, like I said in the beginning, number 8 is a human being. That's the sort of being he was all along. And maybe it's finally starting to click with number 9 why number 8 was doing so many weird things from the get-go, right? Why number 8 was protecting humans early on in the story when number 9 ran away and he said, it's weird. You're acting like a human. It's weird. You're protecting humans, right? There were so many things that 9 didn't understand, but it's almost like now it's clicking for him on why number 8 has been acting the way that it has been. Because this whole time, number 8 is a human. And I think that number 8 could possibly be a human that got exposed to faultenergy and ended up turning into a kaiju. And I'm going to drop a video about my theory about the origins of number 8 coming up here within the next weeks or so, next week or two. So be on the lookout, because I definitely got some ideas about this. But getting back to it, number 8 kicks number 9 away, and they finally reach that kaiju number 14 drop point. Kafka tells himself that all the pieces are in place, and 9 looks to his left and sees the corpse of kaiju number 14. Number 9 looks at 14 and realizes this is where Mina blasted 14 down at, and I separated Mina from her main weapon. As he realizes that, Kafka ducks down, does his variant number 5 modeled spiral blast, and destroys number 9's legs. And I think that this is a dope callback to Mina and Kafka fighting together, because do you remember what they said in their childhood when you're going against the strongest kaiju? You go for the legs first, dog. And that's exactly what Kafka does. He goes for number 9's legs to cut him down and yells out to Mina to use her weapon. Mina comes out of the smoke holding that thing straight up, bro, and then lets it drop to shoot at number 9, and everything about the ending to that chapter was so lit. But at the same time, bro, it's too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to be this easy to beat number 9, and it'll be very cool to see what ends up happening next, right? My first thought is, even though Mina blasted down number 14, I can't help but wonder, is number 14 still able to be used? Can number 9 still activate that portal from number 14? Even if number 14 was already defeated, we've seen multiple times in this story before that number 9 gives a lot of his created kaiju the ability to come back even stronger than they were before. Now, I'm not saying that 9 knew that it was going to get directed back over towards number 14, because some things have probably happened that number 9 didn't account for. But in the same light, though, number 9 can also adjust, right? He can adapt. So I wouldn't be surprised if number 9 has a way to be able to use number 14 to his advantage. I don't know if that means that he can teleport elsewhere, but regardless of what happens, I think that the main goal is for Mina probably to use her weapon to blast through the shield that is surrounding number 9's core, the same way that she blasted through the shield that was protecting number 14. And then Kafka's going to go in for cleanup duty and finally destroy the core for number 9 is what I imagine they want to happen in a picture-perfect world. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but what can they get done in 20 seconds? Kafka said that he's already used up 40 seconds, and we know that he only has a minute of control over this at max. So this is basically one of those things where it's our last chance to make this happen. So these next 2 to 3 chapters are probably going to end up deciding the fate for number 9 right now, which is hype in itself, but we're not getting another chapter until August 15th, dog, a month from now. We're taking a little break week in the next couple of weeks, so I'm definitely going to be dropping, like I said, a Kaiju number 8 origin video here within the next 1 to 2 weeks. That one's going to take a little bit more work because I still have to piece a couple bit more things together, but I also want to drop another video between now and then too, right? That's a whole month, so it's a lot of time without Kaiju content, and I know that y'all be thinking about Kaiju just as rent-free as I do. So let me know some ideas down below that you might want to hear about. I have a couple of them already written down in my notes section on my phone, but I always like getting input from y'all too. I'm not the only one that's thinking about the series. So like I said, if there's something specific that you want, let me know. If not, I pick. It's my channel. This is Dopey Days. I pull the strings. But I appreciate y'all watching this video. As always, arigato. And yeah, other than that, yo, have a good rest of your weekend, and I will talk to y'all later. I just had a brain fart. Peace.